Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us during our virtual information session for FIU's Hybrid Executive Master of Public Administration program. We are just super thrilled that you are connected with us today. And I'm Carla Maria. I am part of the FIU Online team at the university. I've been a part of the university for over 10 years. And in my role, I work to make sure that professionals like yourselves have access to the university's online and our hybrid programs. And I'm here with a few of my colleagues that I want you to get to know, because if you decide to join the program, you will be working closely with each of them. First off, I would like you to meet Dr. Susana Ali, Associate Professor and MPA Program Director. Dr. Ali, would you like to say hello?
Sure. I want to, first of all, welcome everyone. I am the Program Director for the MPA, and I came to FIU with a background in federal government. And so I love the opportunity to marry the practitioner experience with the academic experience. And I'm so proud of this program. I can't wait to tell you guys more about it.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. And with us today is also Dr. Xiaoming Cheng, Associate Professor and Department Chair. Dr. Cheng, would you like to say hello to our audience as well?
Of course. Thank you so much, Carla. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for taking time off your busy schedule to join us. Well, I'm with FIU with the department for 12 years. You know, I love every minute spending time with my colleagues, my students, and the program. We are providing the detailed information about the hybrid EMP program, which is a perfect combination, perfect marriage between the quality of a program and the convenience of completing this degree. We look forward to seeing you and welcoming you join us for big family of over 200 alum of the EMP program.
Thank you, Dr. Cheng. And we also have Vian Mirani, college recruiter. Vian, would you like to say hello to our future students?
Of course. Thank you, Carla, for the introduction. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Vian Mirani. I'm the EMPA recruiter for the program. I have been with FIU for approximately 4 years, and I'm here to go ahead and help you throughout the admissions process, even if you are not sure which EMPA program you want. Specifically, the hybrid is coming up for the summer, and we hope that you will be able to join our cohort. Welcome, everyone, and I hope you enjoy the presentation.
Thank you, Vian. We also have with us today Jasmine Sepulveda, Enrollment Coordinator for FIU Online. Jasmine, why don't you say hello to all the faces today?
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining us today. So I'm Jasmine. I'm the enrollment coordinator, and I'm the person who helps with you throughout the application process. And then I hand you over to this lovely team if you get accepted.
Thank you, Jasmine. And we also have William Ramirez, who is also part of the FIU Online team and able to help you. Will, would you like to say hello to our prospective students?
Yes, I would. Thank you so much, Carla. Good evening to everybody. My name is William, and definitely something I want to stress about this presentation and informational session is that this time is as much yours as it is ours. So definitely we'd love to see any participation and engagement throughout the presentation. I know there's going to be a lot of information that we're going to throw your ways, but definitely feel free to interact with us in our chat, or, you know, once everything has concluded, you know, feel free to even jump on this call with us and speak with us. But very much looking forward to giving you guys all the information that you may need.
Thank you, William. And well, now that you each learned a little bit about us, we would like to know a little bit about you. And particularly, we would like to learn, what is your reason for being here today and having interest in completing the hybrid Executive Master of Public Administration program? So each of you on your screens will see a poll question that comes up So just let us know, what is your reason, what is your motivation? And in the meantime, Dr. Ali, what are some of the reasons that you have heard from current and past students as to why they decide to join the MPA program?
I think the most often it's that people want to get the next promotion or get into the management level, and they need the degree to do that, and they need the skills really that come with that degree and the thinking that involved in that. I'd say then also there are people who want to make a career change. So they've been doing something in a different sector, but they would really are interested in pursuing, a government or nonprofit job. And every once in a while, there's someone who comes through who wants to start their own nonprofit or wants to go into politics and wants to, really be entrepreneurial about how they make change happen in their community. So it's really exciting to see so many people coming to us looking to build their futures.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. And all of those reasons you shared, they're phenomenal reasons to join the program. And I just shared the poll results, so you should each be able to see what they look like. But it looks like between us today, the clear winners are career advancement and promotion and leadership skills, which the program will equip you with. So thank you each for sharing your reason, your motivation for pursuing your MPA degree. Now, to share a little bit about FIU, Florida International University is the public research university in Miami, Florida. So we're the state university in South Florida, and we offer bachelor's, master's, and doctoral programs across many different disciplines, including public affairs. And some of our biggest pride points include that we have over 57,000 students enrolled in our on-campus and online programs. And that positions FIU as one of the largest universities based on enrollment class size in the United States amongst public universities. So that's a very big deal for us. We have also graduated over 224,000 alumni across all of our on-campus and online programs. And we're also a minority serving institution. So FIU is the #1 university in the United States to award bachelor's and master's degrees to Hispanic students. And I just want to share that if you decide to join the FIU graduate community, you are joining a very large community between all of our students, our alumni, our professors, and our research opportunities. And from the very beginning at FIU, we have always catered to non-traditional students. So many of our students, they work full-time and they're just juggling different responsibilities at home. So for us as an institution, it's very important that our programs are flexible and accessible. So with that, we have developed FIU Online at the university to support all of the university's fully online programs and our hybrid programs. So our mission is to make sure that we are connecting you to the best online quality education. And that's just regardless of where you may be located or when's the best time for you to connect and complete your coursework and connect with your professors and your classmates. And at FIU, we've been offering the students the option of online education for over 20 years. And we currently offer over 100 fully online or hybrid degree programs and tracks. And over the past year, we hit a very major milestone. So we became the #1 university in the world to have Quality Matters certification. And that's a very big deal, because what that tells us is that our online courses at the university are effective in making sure that you are learning and that you are engaged. Now, let's talk about the reason why you are all here today, our Hybrid Executive Master of Public Administration. I'm going to hand it over to Vian, and she's going to share with you more details. Vian, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Carla. So first off, I want to just go over some information, background about our program. The FIU Hybrid Executive Masters of Public Administration program is accredited by NASPA. It's designed for public service professionals with extensive experience in local, regional, state, and federal agencies, as well as non-for-profit organizations. It serves professionals who aspire to become successful public leaders and are dedicated to public service, social good, and justice, and of course, civic engagement. The hybrid EMPA offers innovative and effective education to public and nonprofit professionals and leaders, no matter where they are, literally. It integrates state-of-the-art online instruction and face-to-face in-person academic residencies to deliver a hybrid, accelerated, and cohorted learning experience that can fit anyone's schedule. So basically, there are 3 academic residencies, 1 per semester, typically lasting 2 to 3 days, which provides opportunities for cohort bonding, network, peer support, visit to public agencies, and experiential learning. Also, the program is broken down 8 weeks long for the courses. So like I said, their online courses are asynchronous, basically anytime, anywhere. And then the program itself, the duration is 12 months, which is 1 year to complete 3 semesters. So if you start in May, you'll be done by next year. And there is 12 courses, 36 credits, and the tuition is $32,000. Now, some of you may be wondering, is $32,000 for in-state and out-of-state students? The answer is yes. And we will have more information about that later on in the program. But thank you, Carla.
Thank you, Vivian. And you know, from the information you shared, some of the features that make this program one of my favorite programs at FIU is really that our students who join the program, they really get the best of both worlds, because the courses are fully online, but then our residencies are in person. So then, you know, our students are able to have that flexibility of having that online component, but then still being able to connect with their classmates and professors in person. So thank you for sharing that. And let's move on to see what other details we have to share with you. So as Vian mentioned, we do have some impressive accreditations and rankings. Dr. Ali, would you like to expand a little bit on our accreditations and rankings?
Absolutely. There's nothing I like better than bragging about our programs and our people. The first one I want to highlight is that NASPA accredited. And this is a really, really big deal for us. What this is that other institutions that have similar programs review our program top to bottom. They look at what our faculty is doing in the classroom. They look at the research we're producing, how we're connected to our community, how we're serving our community. They're looking at student outcomes. They're making sure that we are on top of what's happening in our program, in our world, with our students, and that we're doing everything possible to make sure that you succeed and that this degree is as valuable as possible for you. This accreditation process, the full cycle is about 7 years long, but every year we need to submit things, we need to do things, we need to make sure that we're communicating and never slipping. It's really, really hard to get this accreditation. There are a lot of programs that are talking about or offering MPAs, not so many who have this level of accreditation. So that's something we really like to brag about, but want to make sure you know about as you look at our programs, hopefully, but also consider other options to understand, you know, our commitment to giving you a really, really good education. Some other ranking institutions that have given us credit for our good work. We're number 15 for value colleges for these programs. The publicservicedegrees.org gives us a big whopping number 1. Number 9 for best colleges, 12 for the best schools, and 9 for best master's programs. All of this comes with decades and decades of commitments to excellence. We're actually one of the first programs, graduate programs at FIU with a founding date of 1978. Probably many of you were not born in 1978, so this program's been around for a long time. We're also the highest ranked in South Florida, according to US News and World Report. And what's not on here is that we have some extra US News rankings for some of our specializations as well, in particular public management and public budget and finance.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. And now, can you expand, going into what makes the program so great? Let's talk about the in-person residency. So Dr. Ali, can you share with our prospective students just more details on what they can expect from the in-person residencies?
Yeah, so one of the most important things that you get from your education comes from your connection with the other students. And so what we do is we run this program as a cohort. So the people who are in your class on day one are also in your class at the end when you walk across the stage. So you're taking all of your courses together, you get to know each other, you get to network with them as well as our alum. But the residencies give you a chance to be together and to really learn while you're out of your house, out of your normal environment, and doing this intensive approach. So each one is about 3 or 4 days long, and there's one per semester. So the first one happens in Miami. It's your very first weekend of class. And it's going to be that we're all together in a hotel. We're all doing activities together and really talking and learning about the local context of government. The next one happens in Tallahassee in the fall. And we have to wait until we get the football schedule so we can schedule it on a weekend when we can get in and out pretty easily. But this one is where we're getting access to the state government. And then the last one happens in spring. And we try to do that over a federal holiday so that you don't have to take very much time off of work. But everyone goes up to DC and we'll give you access to the federal government. FIU has really strong connections in DC and as well as Tallahassee and obviously Miami. So you're learning from the people who are doing the work. You're building your network through them. And you're also building your cohort experience along the way. So when we go on these trips, you have to cover the cost of the airfare or the car or however you're going to get there. But once you're there, we cover the hotel. It's included in your tuition, nothing extra. Some meals may be wrapped into that. Some meals you may be on your own for. But essentially, the hotel for the trip is there, and there aren't any extra program related fees that come with those residencies.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. And one of the other features that make this a stellar program is really the faculty and the professors. Dr. Chang, would you like to share with our prospective students a little bit about the program's faculty?
Yes. So I know some of you are thinking about other program or comparing other program. So one of the most important things you may want to consider is the faculty, the strength of the faculty. So I will start some highlights for faculty colleagues. Academic leadership. I start from the top. One of our faculty colleague, Dr. Alan Rosenbaum. He is the president of ASPA. ASPA stands for American Society for Public Administration. That is the largest public affairs, public policy, public administration association in the United States, probably in the world. We have other very important leadership in other organizations, in ASPA South Florida chapters. In addition to their leadership positions, leadership roles, many of our faculty colleagues are doing very impressive, very timely, and very important research, important work affecting our neighborhood and communities. One example is Dr. Ali and another colleague, Dr. Newman. They just delivered a very important ASPA workshop this afternoon, focusing on equity, diversity in a local community. And also another colleague, she's heading the federal investigation of the Surfside condo collapse. So that's another example of how we are involved in the academic research and also the local policy making. More importantly, in addition to our full-time faculty colleagues, we're very engaged with our local leaders. In the hybrid EMPA program, we'll have a city manager and also a CFO of 2 major cities in South Florida. They are the full-time instructor. They are the professors teaching 2 full courses. They're not just guest speaker coming in for 1 afternoon, for 1 morning. They are the professor for 2 full courses. So that's how we bring together the academic understanding, the tool sets, the knowledge you should have, in addition to, as well as the practitioner know-how, the network, and to you. So that's the perfect combination of the faculty and also we're offered to you in the hybrid EMPA program.
Thank you, Dr. Chang. And that's really exciting because through our faculty's experience, that means that our prospective students are also going to be able to have that hands-on and real-world knowledge. And talking about experiences, we want you to have a good overall experience, not just academically, but really the entire FIU experience. So when you join the program, you also have access to student services, to unique student services. Vian, would you like to share what these services are and the type of experience that our students can expect?
Yes, thank you, Carla. So I'm actually excited about this portion because this separates a lot of universities from ours. A lot of students have difficulty looking who they can go to, where they can go to, what they can do throughout the enrollment process. Once you go ahead and finish your application, you're admitted to the program. Ms. Jasmine hands you off to me. I will be assisting you with the enrollment process. We have a team that will actually go ahead and enroll you once you are admitted to the program and you become an active student. Any holds, any things that you need, I can assist you with as well. Any hurdles that you may have or challenges during the process, whether it be financial aid, whether you need to talk to Veterans Affairs, or simply getting in your classes. A lot of obstacles sometimes we have is holds and we don't know where to go. If myself or Dr. Lee, we can't find the way to go, we'll find the resources for you. So you're gonna have a support system, career guidance throughout the entire process that you are with us throughout the program, and we'll be helping you out. So I'll be your point of contact, Dr. Lee, as well, if you have any questions with through your time with our program. And if you have questions, for example, a lot of students have, I need some help with my resume or maybe networking, we can go ahead and assist you. There's various services like career services that can help you with that. And if you need help connecting with that, once you become a student, we can go ahead and help you so you can get your resume. So then when you have that opportunity to move in your current job, whether you're working for the state and you want to work for the federal government, we can help facilitate that for you as well. So a lot of students don't have that throughout their universities or colleges. This is something that I think is a true asset for students to have somewhere where they can go and someone they can talk to, especially at the graduate level. So thank you, Carla.
Thank you, Vian. Now, we have a poll question for you today because many of you or most of you should have that background and that experience. And our question to you is, what challenges has COVID-19 presented to those in public administration? So I assume that many in your roles since the pandemic started, you've seen different challenges that have presented themselves. And we'd love to hear from you just what challenges you've seen in public administration. So just go ahead and share your insight in the chat. And in the meantime, Dr. Ali, Dr. Chang, what challenges has the pandemic presented in public administration?
Yeah, I guess I would use examples from some of our EMPA students. So stories they've told me are really about being nimble and being innovative and being flexible in a time when they were asked to do things that they had no expectation. They were not in the job description. One of our students was the head of one of the largest parks in Miami-Dade. She was ready to do anything necessary in a park. And then she was asked to turn that park into a testing site. And the logistics of that and getting her staff to be on board with that and making sure they didn't have terrible burnout and that the lines, you could do everything possible to keep lines from being hours long. And then once they figured out that, they had to flip it again and turn it into a vaccination site. And so all of the flexibility that was required there really showed how much public servants can do for their communities. We've also had a lot of people that just have had to learn how to work in a different way. And that's, across sectors. We've learned what really has to be in person and what we can do here on Zoom and what we can do remotely and online, and how this world can work with a new set of rules.
Definitely it's working with a new set of rules and being innovative with resources, and just some of the responses we see in the chat from those of you who joining us today include being able to deliver in-person service and creating safe working environments for first responders and civilians, and attempting to deliver 21st century services when systems are not set up for flexibility and innovation sometimes. So again, these are just the challenges that we're currently seeing in public administration. And let's see then how our program can help prepare you to tackle those challenges. And particularly, let's see what the program's courses consist of. Dr. Ali and Dr. Chang, would you like to share what our students can expect from the courses in the program?
Yeah, so an interesting thing is that each semester is kind of broken in half, where you're doing 2 sets of 8-week courses. So you start out by doing this course that's Dynamics of Individual Growth, and it'll bring in some local government components, but it's really preparing you to think of yourself as a leader, and also to think about what the work experience really feels like and really means, and sort of building emotional intelligence and building self-awareness, and building the skills that are necessary for you as leaders. And then the next 2 courses you'll take together as an 8-week section. And I call the first one boot camp, right? So it's an introduction back into the field. You're getting back into graduate work. Some of you may have been out of school for a while. It may be a little nerve-wracking. And then our HR class, where you're getting the knowledge really that anyone in leadership needs to have about management and HR systems and policies. Then I'm going to turn the next 2 over to Dr. Chang. I'm going to make him do tag team with me.
Sure. So we start with the major functions in local government, okay? Managing resources, managing staff, and develop your leadership skills. For the second semester, we want to provide this analytical foundation to you, right? So you are able to understand why some of the policies are being made, what's the rationale, what's the justification. That will help you to envision you in the leadership position, you in the policymaking capacity that will lead the community and lead your agency. So we start with these applied research methods, and also we have the quantitative methods. So that will give you the sense how to analyze data, because data is around us everywhere. So that is an essential tool, essential angle for us to understand what's happening around us from a objective perspective. Then the urban and municipal governance, administration, policy analysis, again, those are the tools will provide you the insight, peeking into the policymaking process and give you the foundation for the policymaking capacity. Then the last semester, if I may, is performance management. That's another essential tool for any effective manager or a leader in an organization to understand exactly where your organization, where your program, where your project is at. and to try and identify those deficiencies and try to identify solutions to improve your program, your policy. Smart governance, again, leading an organization, we need to have the technology, have the data. So smart governance provide the overview and also a foundation to expose you to those leading technology or those successful examples in local government, in nonprofit organizations that will help you to become the leader in developing and utilizing those technologies. Then the practice of public management, which is capstone course. The EMPA doesn't have a thesis. We have the capstone course. The purpose of the capstone is to utilize, to apply what we have learned in all those courses, from the HR angle, from the public budgeting angle, from the leadership angle, from policy analysis angle, to a really applied real life policy issue or policy challenge and develop policy solutions. So that's the purpose of practice public management, which is a capstone course, which is the platform you demonstrate, you apply what you have learned into real life policy challenges.
Thank you, Dr. Tang, and thank you, Dr. Ali. And you know, looking at the students that have graduated from the MPA program, Dr. Tang, can you share with our future students what those experiences look like?
Sure. Well, from the 4 pictures, you can see they're very, very diverse, and also very diverse in their career. So that is a perfect example of the hybrid EMPA program or EMPA program in general. Will provide a very inclusive and supportive environment, no matter who you are, and no matter where, at what level you are in your career, and no matter what your career goal might be, we're able to connect you within your alum network or within your local leaders. We're able to find you the mentor, and we're able to provide you the support. And also we're able to provide opportunity for you to grow and to develop and to advance. So here is only 4 examples. If I may start from the very beginning, Tamika, she came in as the IT manager of a major school district in South Florida. Then she really thrived, and she is the director of infrastructure, overseeing the IT and other data generating kind of agencies of a major city in the area. And Lauren, she is a reserve Coast Guard captain, so that's why she's in uniform. She is the really leading figure in disaster preparation, disaster resilience of local government. So she's delivering presentations, she's providing trainings, she's providing workshop, really helping our neighborhood communities and residents to become more resilient in face of natural disasters. So she's really the leader in the community. Then Natalia, she came in as a community outreach director of another major school district. Then she became a chief of staff of a commissioner of Miami-Dade County. Then she became the director of Children's Trust. So that really is a great example of the how versatile the knowledge, the skill, the connection, the network you will gain from the EMP program will help you, will propel you to different career levels and help you to for different career goals. And Jason, he is a police major in a major city, and he just wonderful, a former Marine, and he's really a true leader of the community.
Thank you, Dr. Chang. And, talking about our alumni and where they have gone with their careers, Dr. Chang, in addition to the alumni experiences that you just shared, where else can our future students expect to take their careers once they complete the program?
Right. So here is a little more about their career, their positions for EMP alum. Again, as you can tell, it's very diverse. It's very inclusive. It really depends on your interests, your expertise, and your passion. Is your passion about policing work or fire or firefighter or really community engagement? We do, or chief of staff or potentially future moving into politician or politics. We do have all sorts of students coming from different backgrounds, having different career goals coming to us. So that's really the benefits or the foundation of the EMP program. So you're able to meet with your fellow students in a cohort environment. You're really developing the professional bonding or professional support that will sustain, that will help you professional development, in a lifelong kind of manner, not just during this class. And you will have opportunity to meet many of your alum during the EMP program. We'll start most likely have a reception inviting many of our alum and local leader coming in. Then you will be brought into this network. Depending on interest, we're more than happy to make a connection with our alum, and many of our alum, they are more than happy to hear from you. That has happened many, many times throughout the EMP program.
Thank you, Dr. Cheng. And moving on to additional benefits that you will have once you join the program include that when you decide to join the hybrid executive master of public administration program at FIU, you also have the option to tap into FIU Online scholarships. So at FIU Online, we offer some scholarships that we would love for you to take advantage of. We have our corporate and community scholarship, which is a $2,000 award, and it's awarded to a select number of employees or members of organizations making an impact in different communities and industries. And we know that if you're interested in this program, you are already probably making an impact in your community. So again, we want you to apply to this scholarship. We also have our academic merit scholarship. It's also a $2,000 award, and it acknowledges a select number of students with high academic achievements, particularly with high GPAs from the undergraduate. So if you graduated from your bachelor's with a high GPA, we want you to apply to this scholarship. We also have our FIU Online Get Started Scholarship, which is a $1,000 award awarded to a select number of students who have been impacted by the pandemic. And the reality is that every single one of us has been impacted by the pandemic. So we also want you to apply to this scholarship. Now, the process to apply to the scholarships is quite simple, but the first thing you have to do is apply into the program and be admitted. And then once you're admitted into the program, you apply for these scholarships on this website you see on your screens, fiu.academicworks.com. This website, by the way, take note of it. This website is FIU's scholarship portal. So on this website, you're going to be able to find not only these 3 scholarships that I just shared with you, but many other scholarships which you may qualify for. And I highly encourage you to just hop on that website and look at all the different scholarship opportunities, because again, these are options for you to help you complete your degree. And oftentimes I meet prospective students and they're not motivated to apply for the scholarships because they say, hey, well, the scholarships aren't guaranteed, so then why am I going to waste time applying to the scholarships? And my response is always the same, which is you should apply. It could take you, say, about half an hour or so to apply to the scholarships. Some of them may ask you for like a resume or to write a short essay. But again, you should apply. The process is quite simple. And I'll tell you this much as well. Over the past year, just at FIU Online, we have awarded, over the past 3 years, just at FIU Online, we have awarded over $200,000 in scholarship awards to over 100 students. So again, there is aid available for you and we want you to take advantage of it. And in addition to the FIU Online scholarships, there's more scholarships waiting for you. So there are additional scholarships available through the Public Administration Department. Dr. Ali, would you like to share what some of these scholarships look like?
Sure. So the first one is the Mayor Henry Millender Public Service Scholarship. And that was founded in 1983, really as an effort to recognize the mayor's contributions, and also to promote students who are coming from Hialeahs and our local communities. The Dewey Knight Junior Scholarship is awarded annually to minority undergraduate and graduate students who are focusing on public administration. And what's asked for here is we want to see people who have a commitment to public service and dedication to what you're doing. Again, I'm guessing a lot of you qualify right there. And then the third one is the Ann Ackerman Public Service Scholarship. And that's another place where we honor student contributions and achievements through these scholarships.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. And we also have financial aid options available to you. William, would you like to share with our prospective students what those financial aid options look like and what the process is?
Yes, and thank you so much, Carla. So to go ahead and describe this financial aid process, definitely I want you guys to get familiar with our FAFSA. FAFSA is an acronym that stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. And where you would go to actually apply for the FAFSA would be fafsa.gov. Now, on this website, you will be able to go ahead and submit a FAFSA for this current year, and I believe the previous year as well. Now, one thing I want everyone in this program to keep in mind is, since we're talking about a graduate level program, it's most likely that you will receive loans in terms of financial aid options, opposed to grants, where grants are more of a feature of the undergraduate program and applying for financial aid then. What I want you to keep in mind is, on the FAFSA website, there is a way for you to go ahead and just notate that you are open to the loans and that you want to go ahead and accept them or be offered them. What you need to do that is you need to complete the MPN. This is a master's promissory note, just saying that you're going to go ahead and pay back these loans if they are offered to you. And there is something known as entrance counseling as well. So this is just more so to go ahead and give you those guidelines and stipulations with financial aid. But yes, to go ahead and kind of like summarize all of this, you need to go ahead and go to the FAFSA.gov website. There is the FAFSA that you need to go ahead and fill out and send to FIU using our federal school code, or just naming Florida International University in their system. And then after that, you would go ahead and complete the master's promissory note, and you would go ahead and complete entrance counseling. Once all that's done, a great resource that you have access to here at FIU Online is our financial aid team. And how you would go ahead and contact them, I will drop this contact information in the chat room right now. You would go ahead and give them a call at 305-348-3125, press 3 and then 1. But I do know that they are working heavily on clearing all their cases out in their emails. So I would even strongly recommend email over giving them a call at onlinefa@fiu.edu. And again, this is more so a resource to you once you go ahead and have completed all those steps, so they can let you know where you stand in our process and what is next. And if you have any questions, that is what our chat room is for. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Will. Now, we've shared tons of information about FIU and about the program. And now we want to share what you have to do to join the program. So we want to share with you what the admissions and application process looks like. Jasmine, can you share with our future students what that looks like?
Absolutely. So obviously, to start your application process, you have to apply. It only takes about 10 minutes. And you would go there to go.fiu.edu/apply. Then you would be handed over to me essentially. So what we're looking for this program, we have a preference for about 5 years or more of experience in a nonprofit or public organizations. But I do want you guys to keep in mind that nothing is set in stone. Your application is going to be viewed holistically. So there's not one thing. If you had 4 years of experience, you're not suddenly out of the game. We're viewing everything that you've done as a whole. So, and we're taking all of those things into consideration. Another great thing about this program is that it is open to all the bachelor's degrees. So if your undergraduate degree, it doesn't have to be in public administration for you to pursue the EMPA, the hybrid EMPA. So that's really great. Some programs are a little bit more, they usually keep it to one certain set, but this one is great because we're getting people that we're valuing more of what they've done in the community, which many of you have. So specifically also for international students, this is after the application process. We're going to be looking at if you've completed your university or undergraduate in another country, we will need an English proficiency test, and that could be the TOEFL, the IELTS, or we are also accepting the Duolingo till fall 2022. And then we would also need transcripts and translations as well as a proof of degree. This is going to be a lot of information, but that's what I'm here for. So you don't have to have all of these things at the time of the application. That's what I'm here to help you kind of collect the documents and let you know what you've already submitted and what you have to submit, and just help you kind of guide you through the process. So for everyone, we are looking for transcripts from every university that you've attended, and we also accept those electronically, so it can be sent via email, and I would provide you all that contact information. We are also looking for a current resume, as well as 3 letters of recommendation, and those could be from professors, colleagues, supervisors, and an essay that's about 3 to 5 pages. And it's just kind of going into depth about what makes you passionate about joining this program. What are you seeing? How does this program align with your goals? And I did see a lot of you guys mention that part of why you're pursuing this is because you're passionate in this industry. So you can go ahead and tell us and let us know what your story is. We really want to hear those things. But again, all of these things are not needed to just apply the application. You put that in, everything else, I'm here for whatever questions you need to answer.
Thank you, Jasmine. And we also want to share with you that if you decide to apply to the program, we will cover your application fee. And particularly if you apply in the next 24 hours, we're going to cover your application fee. So normally there is an application fee when you're submitting that application. However, FAU Online wants to make sure that that's not something you have to worry about. So we're going to take care of that fee for you. And really the process is simple. You visit go.fiu.edu/apply. And this is where you submit your application. It's the applications portal, and it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to apply. It's very short. It'll ask you for some basic contact information and then just some information from your previous institutions of where you completed your bachelor's degrees. And all of those documents that Jasmine just shared with you, you can submit all of those documents afterwards. So again, the application itself takes about 10 minutes to complete, and then you can submit all of those documents afterwards. And Jasmine will be able to help you with that, because as she shared, there are a lot of documents to present. And I also want to mention that when you're submitting your application at go.fiu.edu/apply, select the pay by check option. So basically towards the very end, it's going to ask you how you want to pay for that applications fee. And then just select the pay by check option and then email us at onlineprograms@fiu.edu. Let us know you applied and that you selected the pay by check option, and then we'll go ahead and cover that fee for you. So again, this is just a benefit that we want to extend to those of you watching us today. And right now, we actually want to open it up to questions. I see some questions have already come in through the chat. However, if you have additional questions that we can answer live right now, just go ahead and share them in the chat. And, as next steps, in addition to sharing your question today, is really to submit your application and to apply by March 1st, which is our deadline. Our contact information is also on the screen. So let's see what some of those questions look like. All right, the first question is related to some of the admissions requirements. And the question is whether the GRE is needed for admissions for the fall 2022 semester. So I don't know, Jasmine, would you like to expand on that? Is the GRE needed as a requirement to be admitted into the program?
So the GRE is one of the requirements, but it can be easily waived through your experience or through your GPA. So we do find that most of our applicants don't ever have to take the GRE, but if you'd like to add anything, Dr. Ali, that's usually what happens. It can be waived through your job experience.
Yeah, so our programs broadly do require the GRE unless you have, for this program, it would be a 3.0 on your last 60 credit hours of undergraduate work. Or if you have some good work experience. And for you to be entering this program, you've probably met that threshold. We have to look at it individually and bit by bit, but the worst case scenario would be that we would come back to you and say, hey, we think you can strengthen your application by taking the GRE. But it's pretty rare for someone going into this program specifically to need to take the GRE.
Perfect. And our next question comes from someone who is majoring in public policy and service at the undergraduate level, at their bachelor's level. They're close to graduation, so they haven't graduated just yet. And they have a little bit less than the 5 years of experience that we're looking for. So what would be your advice to somebody who doesn't have all the years of experience that we're suggesting for the program?
Our general advice is to put in the application and let us talk to you and work with you and see if it's the right fit for you. And also, I think I just want to re-emphasize, we are looking at this as a holistic application, and we are looking at you as a full person. And so we want to figure out how to navigate you to the right program for you. And there's always a little something unusual, right? There's always a little bit of life that happens, or the timing isn't quite right. And part of our role is helping you navigate that through. And where there's a will, there's a way. There's usually something creative we can do to make things work. But we need to see the application, and we need to see where you are to start that process.
We have another question from somebody who is graduating in the summer. Mm-hmm. Is it possible, to graduate in the summer from a bachelor's degree, but then also start the master's degree in the summer?
So I think there can be some overlapping credits. Dr. Chang, am I correct on that?
Yes, but the student has to be enrolled in the 4+1 pathway. I'm not sure whether we still have time to do it, because for enrolling that 4+1, the student needs to be 1 semester ahead of time. You may, this is spring, so you may, for the particular student asking the question, you may be able to apply for the 4+1 pathway. Otherwise, you have to wait for the next offering. But the good news is we do have a in-person offering of the EMP program starting in spring, in January. If you really prefer the hybrid format, the next one will be the summer 2023.
Perfect. Thank you for clearing that up. And we have another question just asking about about, somebody's experiences that they said that they thought they were supposed to submit all of the documents during the time of application. And you don't necessarily have to do that. So again, you can simply submit your application at go.fiu.edu/apply. And then we can work with you to submit all of your documents afterwards, because some of these documents will take you some time to gather, things like recommendation letters, your transcripts, your essay. So again, you can submit your application and then you can submit your documents afterwards. And that goes for recommendation letters as well. One of you was asking if the recommendation letters can be submitted later, and the answer is yes. And just to clarify, we're getting some other questions related to the start dates of the program. The start date for the program is in May of 2022. So we are beginning in the summer. But as Dr. Chang shared, there are other programs at FIU, other MPA programs at FIU. If you have to start like in August or in spring or like at another time, there are other programs that you may be interested in. They just don't have that hybrid modality. Oh, we have a great question. The question is, are all classes held online? And if so, are they available during a time block, or do they coincide with the Saturday morning classes? Will students need to travel to the south, to the Modesto, Maydic, or Miramar campuses for classes? I love this question because it allows us to share one of the features of the program, which is that the online classes you can complete on your own time. Dr. Ali, would you like to maybe elaborate on that?
Sure. What makes it hybrid is those in-person residencies. So that's essentially, you're going to have 3 trips that are going to be scheduled over weekends that you need to be there in person. And then for the classes themselves, the classes are held online. And how our online classes work is that you'll be given due dates ahead of time and activities and plenty of time to do things. And then you complete it on your own terms. So there's not a specific time when you need to be online together. There may be times when a professor has a group project or an extra study support session that's available to you. But it really is about the flexibility that online gives. So if the assignment is due on Sunday night, you can do it on Monday, the Monday before, not the Monday after, or you can do it on Sunday, whenever it works for you. And so this, if you want to work in the middle of the night, great. If you want to work in the middle of the day, great. So this is really where you can get the best of online and the flexibility while you're having that connection to the people that you're taking classes with. So when you're posting in a discussion board, you're not having a discussion with a stranger, you're having a discussion with someone that you've spent a considerable amount of time with.
Perfect. Thank you for explaining that, Dr. Ali. And I have another question related to whether the hybrid executive MPA program can also be completed with other degrees, such as a JD degree, or with other options, such as taking language options. Dion, would you like to maybe elaborate a little bit on that? If there's any other options to complete other studies while completing the hybrid EMPA program?
Of course. So yes, there is what Jennifer is asking. She's interested in actually the Juris Doctorate degree, the law degree, with the executive MPA degree. So students can actually do, they call it a dual degree, but we consider it a joint degree. And basically they will start one program, which is the hybrid executive MPA program, either modality. In this case, they could do the hybrid. And then they have the option to go ahead at some point before their last semester transition into the law school. However, they need to be accepted into law school in order to do that dual joint degree. Now, our team will work with us, but you will need to let us know ahead of time. So once if you know when you're through the admissions process, let Jasmine know so Jasmine can notify me. If you're not sure, let me know in the beginning of the semester when I'm going to have our staff help you enroll in courses. And then what we'll go ahead and do, we'll make a note of it. That way we can help you with the transition. But any program that you want to do a dual or joint degree that we can go ahead and help facilitate, you will need to be accepted into both schools, if that makes any sense. And Jennifer is asking the question, which I would have to defer to Dr. Chang or Dr. Lee. She wants to know if she could take an actual language in the course. I think it was, I don't know if it was Creole, but she wanted to take a language and know if that's a possibility outside of the program while in the program. So is there an elective she can take as a language, or that is something I don't have that information. Maybe you both may have some info on that.
So the way we can get you guys through in a 1 year is by having you move through in lockstep. And so these courses are very, formulated. You'll also notice that these executive degrees are 36 credits, whereas our more traditional MPA degrees are 42 credits. That's because we're giving you credit for your work experience. So that's 2 classes you don't have to take, or an internship you don't have to take because of that work experience. The downside of that is that there isn't room for extra electives or outside things that earn you credit towards the degree.
We have another additional question that has come in asking how many cohorts are in the hybrid EMPA program?
So this would be our 10th cohort of the executive MPA program, but the first time that we're really doing it in the hybrid modality. So we've been thinking about it for a long time, and then what COVID did was really pushed us to think about, to speed things along and to adapt to a changing world. So now we are doing both the in-person executive MPA, which starts every January, and the hybrid one, which will start every May. They're the same in content, they're the same in courses. The only difference is the modality.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. And I just want to stress, because I did see a few of the comments in the chat and a few of the questions, they are related to, I guess some of you have concerns as to whether you will be able to be admitted into the program. And I just want to share that as Vian and as Dr. Ali shared, we do look at those applications holistically. So if you feel uneasy about one of the requirements, just reach out to us. Our contact information is here on the screen, or go ahead and apply, go ahead and submit that application at go.fiu.edu/apply. And we can have a one-on-one conversation regarding your particular situation, and we can guide you in your next best steps, whether it's joining this program or whether it's something else. So just reach out to us, feel free to apply. Again, we will cover your application fee. All you have to do is visit go.fiu.edu/apply, select the pay by check option, and let us know you applied by emailing us at onlineprograms@fiu.edu. And here's our contact information again. It does look like we answered everyone's questions here tonight. So I just want to thank you for connecting with us. And I hope that each of you is able to join the program this coming May, and that you're able to join the FIU graduate community. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, and be well.
Bye, everybody. Good night.
Good night.